We begin 10 TV News at noon with breaking news. An accident involving a tanker carrying feed for farm animals has shut down part of a Delaware County road. This is happening on State Route 42 right in front of the White Sands campground just outside of the city of Delaware. 10 TV's Jennifer Gerald is live in Delaware, and Jen, we're hearing the EPA is on its way.
Yeah, the Ohio EPA has not arrived yet, but we are hearing that they are en route to the scene, which you can see behind me. The scene is nearly clear at this point. Some towing crews and someone with the Delaware County Emergency Management Agency still out here trying to clean some debris out of the roadway, and then they will haul this tanker away. We're told now that the tanker was carrying 5,800 gallons of liquid hog feed. The concern now is that that feed spilled out of the tanker and is now seeping into the creek, which flows into the Olentangy River. Right now, EMA is working to get booms into the water to try to stop that feed from getting into the main waterway. This all happened around 9:30 this morning. The lieutenant out here on scene earlier told us that the tanker was traveling southbound, and evidently the driver was going too fast when he slid off the right side of the road. Luckily, the driver was not injured, but we're told despite this morning's snowy weather was not a factor.
It was not weather related at all. The roads, as you can see, are in great shape. Thanks to all the Delaware City, County, ODOT crews, everybody did an awesome job today. This guy was just too fast for the curve.
And we're told that driver will be cited for failure to control in this stretch of State Route 42 here between Horseshoe Road and Central Avenue in Delaware. It should be opening back up to traffic here in the next few minutes. Reporting live in Delaware, Jennifer Gerald, 10 TV News.
Thank you, Jennifer. And that's not the only semi-crash we're dealing with today. 10 TV's Karina Nova is here with more on a crash in Pickaway County. Karina?
That's right, Kurt. Big problem. 71 is shut down right now just south of Columbus, right here. You can see it there. A semi flipped over at the Pickaway and Franklin County line on 71 South. And I want to show you a picture. It's a mess from the view of one of our viewers who sent that in to us. The Sheriff's Department tells me they're redirecting traffic to 62 for now, and it is still closed. The rest of the freeways are moving much better than early this morning. More than 100 ODOT crews have been on the roads since last night, and City of Columbus snow warriors continue working on Columbus streets throughout the day. The City of Columbus currently has about 50 trucks on the roads that they're treating and plowing State Route 33, 104, 315, and other roadways. And don't forget to log on to 10tv.com to access traffic cameras and check out problem areas before you head out for your commute. Well, right now, let's get a check on the changing weather conditions with Doppler 10 meteorologist Mike Davis. Mike.
Well, things are changing, Karina, because they just dropped the winter storm warning that was in effect for Columbus and Franklin County. So the central and eastern parts of the state pretty much out of the woods. West central Ohio, where the snow is a little heavier and where it's still coming down, remain under a winter storm warning until 2 this afternoon. There are a couple of advisories left on either side of the state, but conditions have at least improved a little bit here going into the noon hour. Here's live Doppler 10 radar. In our immediate vicinity, it's not so bad anymore. In fact, we got into some dry air early this morning and things began to quiet down. But back to the west, where the warning remains in effect as you get into Champaign, Clark, even parts of Union County up to Logan County, you still have some snow coming down on top of some heavier snow from this morning. Regional picture, everything's still spinning with that hole right in the middle. Dry air worked its way in this morning, saved us from getting a big accumulation. We ended up with about 3.5 inches, so it fit right in the category what we were looking at when we forecasted this before it hit. Now, right now, looking at some of the Franklin County snowfall totals, 3.5 inches at Gahanna, pretty similar at Grove City, about 3 inches at Dublin, and 2.5 at Westerville. Some state totals pretty impressive. Northern Union County, Richwood checks in with 10 inches of snow. 6.5 at Delaware, 5.7 at Rockbridge, that's Hocking County, and Marysville about half of what Richwood got. So just in one county, pretty big difference. 4 inches at Kenton and Lancaster and Washington Courthouse, 3.5 at Xenia. Here we are at noon. It is gray. We've had some flurries and temperature has gone up 1 degree since we started at 4 o'clock this morning. Now it's 33 degrees. I'll tell you what, the snow came down fairly quickly this morning, and 10 TV's Shayla Reeves has been out in the elements all morning long talking with people on how they're dealing with the snow. Now Shayla is live at Goodale Park. And Shayla, how is it going out there? You met some interesting folks out there.
We have met some interesting folks out here, and in fact, Mike, what we've been saying all morning, and in fact, I started in Grove City, well, it's playing out right here near downtown Columbus as well. I want you to take a look right over here. We're right around Goodell Park right now, where you can see that those side roads, the snow is beginning to melt, and we're still seeing just a little bit of slush there along the side. Well, there's still a little bit of snow falling right now, and some of that snow that fell hours ago, well, it's starting to just fall right out of the trees. Earlier today, I did have a chance to speak with a group, some of them who tell me they have never experienced anything like this before.
For this bunch of California college students in town for the women's NCAA tournament, snow is more than something to see, it's something to experience. Goodell Park transformed into their winter playground.
We don't see it in like LA very often, ever.
We were all out in the middle of the street at midnight last night when it just started throwing it around.
In Clintonville, these painters traded their brushes for shovels to help customers dig out of the slush.
Usually we're cutting the grass right now, so now we're shoveling snow. Never know, we're in Ohio.
Melting snow coated sidewalks and roads across central Ohio, making for a messy morning commute. Still, we found people taking time to take in the moment.
It's beautiful. I'm ready for some fun in the sun, but it's nice to get out and enjoy probably the last snow.
Pictures to document one more cold Ohio spring morning in March.
And just to give you a little bit of perspective, I spoke to one of the young ladies that was with the group from California. She tells me she doesn't believe that they've had a snow quite like the one we're seeing here in Ohio since the 1930s. That's in Los Angeles, she tells me. And just to give you another perspective, while we're all bundled up here, she tells me right now, 70 degrees she believes they're seeing over in that part of the country. And she said some of her friends are actually going to Mexico this week. So, of course, maybe we'll see that kind of temperature, those weather changes around the corner for us here in Ohio, too. Reporting live here in Goodell Park, Shayla Reeves, 10 TV News.
Maybe a while before we see those kinds of temps. Shayla, thank you. In the meantime, 13 counties are under a level 1 snow emergency, which means the roads are hazardous. Delaware, Hocking, and Perry counties have all dropped their level 1 snow emergencies, but Licking, Coshocton, Marion, Pickaway, and Union counties are still listed as level 1 snow emergency. For a full list, you can head to 10tv.com/alerts. Well, all morning long, we've been getting viewer pictures from across central Ohio showing the snowy conditions. And 10 TV's Tanisha Millett is live at our alert desk with a look at the newest photos. Tanisha?
Well, Kurt, all morning viewers have been sending us their pictures, and here is one that a viewer sent us from Gahanna. As you can see from the picture, the roads look pretty good, but there's still a little bit of snow that's on that sidewalk. And in Morrow County, a viewer shared this picture of what people in Cardington saw when they woke up this morning. And now here, take a look at the snow in Delaware County, courtesy of a viewer from Powell. And as you can see how thick and heavy the snow is when you look at this picture that we got from a viewer in Union County. And we thank you for sending these pictures to us all morning, because it helped us share with viewers just how the snow was impacting all of us here in central Ohio. Live at the alert desk, Tanisha Millett, 10 TV News.
Thanks, Tanisha, and we'll keep tracking this snow for you. You can get updates anytime using our 10 TV To Go app. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter for up-to-the-minute coverage of our spring snow. Now it's time for Crime Tracker 10's Monday's Most Wanted. John Porter is wanted for failing to register as a sex offender and for passing bad checks. If you have any information on him, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office would like you to call them at 614-525-3333. And remember, you can join us every Monday at 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. as we feature Central Ohio's Most Wanted. Coming up, Secretary of State John Kerry is in Afghanistan today for a surprise visit with that country's president. And new information in the 2011 Amanda Knox case. What prosecutors are appealing next on 10 TV News at noon. Mike?
You know, we've had that snow all around this morning, Kurt. I just want to show you how there's a hole right in the middle of it. And the hole basically affected us all morning long. That's where some dry air worked its way in from the east. All around it, on all sides, we've got snow continuing this afternoon. We still have a couple of winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories. Brief you on all that and tell you when it's going to actually feel like spring. That's all coming up.
New at noon, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry is in Afghanistan on an unannounced visit to see President Hamid Karzai. This visit comes amid concerns that the Afghan president may be jeopardizing progress in the war against extremism by his anti-American talk. Kerry's visit coincides with the handover of a major detention center to Afghan officials. An Italian court could soon rule as early as today on an appeal request from prosecutors in the Amanda Knox case. Prosecutors want the 2011 acquittals of Knox and her ex-Italian boyfriend to be overturned and be retried for the 2007 murder of British student Meredith Kercher. Defense attorneys argue the 2011 acquittals were justified. And back stateside, lottery officials say the $338.3 million Powerball winning ticket was sold in a New Jersey liquor store, and they're still waiting for the winner to come forward. Saturday's winning ticket was for the fourth largest jackpot in Powerball history. A lump sum payout would be $221 million. Well, a snowy Monday here in Central Ohio. Here's a live look from our Skyview camera. We'll take a look at how quickly that snow came down overnight next. And a little bit later, we'll have a live interview on our set with the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, talking about these newest baby Asian small-clawed otters. Oh boy. Mike?
Can you get cuter than that? Outside, it's certainly a lot cuter than our weather has been so far today. We still have winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings, especially off to the north and west. That continues into the afternoon. And as we look ahead, more light snow showers may mix with a little rain, especially in southern Ohio. And it's going to stay chilly. Doesn't feel like spring at all. We'll take a look and see if spring springs. All coming up in your forecast.
We've been under a Doppler 10 weather alert all morning long here in Central Ohio. This was our Doppler 10 WeatherBug camera at the Columbus Dispatch, catching that snow as it came down. A little time-lapse action there to show you how quickly it came down over the past 24 hours. It came and then it went. And here's Mike Davis with more on that.
Which is one of the good things about spring
Sure.
snow. It tends not to last, and the temperature was warm enough and the pavement was warm enough that a lot of it hit and melted right away. I want to take a look at that same Doppler 10 WeatherBug camera, the one over at the Dispatch, and look up the road right now. It's still on the trees, but even they're starting to look a little browner than they were all white this morning, and the roads actually look like they're in pretty good shape. Here we go to Beaver Creek. This is a live look there. The snow melting from the parking lot. It was all covered this morning for a bit, but you can still see some moisture on the camera lens as we look out there. Now here's the view from One Nationwide. And yesterday the ground was kind of clear. Now we've got a little blanket of snow, some low-hanging clouds moving over the city, but the snow beginning to fade, especially on the streets. Now in Lancaster,